Lingam, and she is also doing the same project and asked the same question. And she mentioned in Toastmasters, what is that she love apart from learning? She made a lot of good friends. And other things she mentioned is numerous subjects, interacting numerous subjects apart from Toastmastering. That is one thing she mentioned she loved in Toastmasters. The other one is from Meraki. Everybody celebrate victory of others as their victory. So that is one thing she mentioned she loved in Meraki, and 100% guarantee, like learning is fun in Meraki. That is what she was mentioning. And with that note, let's welcome DTM Vijay Lakshmi. Walls into doors. Walls into doors. DTM Vijay Lakshmi. Over to you, Vijay. You're in mute.
Timer, can we start now? Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? Said Martin Luther King Jr. 2 years ago, when I was looking back at my life, I had accomplished my personal and my professional goals. And this was one thought that was lingering in my mind, what I could do for others. Over a cup of coffee, when I was discussing about this with my ex-colleague Prasanna Krishnamurthy, he smiled and said, Vijay, I think I have something in mind. Um, Take a look. And that's when he introduced me to Deepam. Deepam is a non-profit organization that aims at transforming lives of underprivileged children through education. In 11 years, Deepam had established 12 centers in Chennai and Coimbatore, and they have impacted the lives of about 2,500 and more children positively. About 150 and more volunteers running around to support for this noble cause at Deepam. We bring smiles on the faces of these children. This school, the Ambattur Lions Club Middle School, is in P.V. Rajamanar Salai, KK Nagar. This is just 2 streets away from where I live right now. When I knew that this school was a part as a Deepam center, I gladly accepted to be a part of this school because I want to be regular in attending the school. So what are the goals? What am I expected to do? As a volunteer, I was expected to go to the school during the weekends for 2 hours and spend time with the kids and help them with their academics and also teach them English. The English that would help them to equip themselves to progress, communicate, and learn, and to face this increasingly globalized society. To help them make the transition from school education in vernacular languages to a higher education in English. As a volunteer, this is what I do in a day's work, and I want to share it with all of you. We start with spoken English, and the curriculum for this program is given by Aid India. The role play is what we start off with. So I play the role of a vendor, and they play the role of the customer, and we initiate a conversation, and we take it forward from there. And then I teach them how to do self-introduction about themselves, how to introduce their family, their friends, talk about their hobbies, similar to our icebreaker. We do show and tell, and this is something that I love. I take small objects from my house, or we pick few objects in the classroom, and we do a show and tell. They talk about the object for 30 seconds and more. We do something called picture talk, where I show them a scenic picture where they'll have a lot of things to talk about in the picture. There's reading comprehension, where I take a storybook and I read aloud the story that is there in the storybook. I also make them read content from their textbooks. And after finishing reading, I ask questions to them so that we know that we have understood what we have said. There is personality development, where I share videos with them through my laptop. I share stories about famous personalities like Abdul Kalam or Kalpana Chawla, stories from Mahatma Gandhi's life, and inspire them through these life lessons. There is a general awareness talk that happens, where we talk about civic sense, very small, like arranging books in the bag, to keeping the classrooms clean, to how to keep the surroundings clean, and so on. This is a picture of where we were doing this storytelling. And here is when the laptop was shared for a general awareness session. You can see the kids gathered around the laptop curiously to watch the video. This is a picture comprehension that happened. They were given a picture, and I've asked few questions, and they answer the questions based on the picture. This was part of the curriculum that was given to us by Aid India. Here again, this is Muthuchelvi explaining all about herself as an icebreaker and also talking about what she learned that day in school. The picture was there available in the blackboard, and she was comprehending what she learned that particular day. This is an activity that comes as a part of a worksheet to the kids where we build a sentence. So we have colored cards, nouns separately, adverbs separately, adjectives, and so on. So the first kid puts up a noun, the second kid puts up a matching adjective, and the third kid adds a verb and so on. So they try and build a sentence as a team. And once the sentence is formed, we all stop and check if the sentence is correct grammatically. If we spot a mistake, we correct it and then move forward to the next team. This is one activity they love doing, building a sentence because of the colors, or everyone gets an opportunity to get involved. The other activity is noun adjective bingo, where they are given a sheet. I'm sure all of us have played bingo using numbers, but this is noun and adjective. So the sheet will have the nouns, and I'll call out the adjective. They have to match the adjective to the noun. The student who does the noun adjective bingo correctly and first wins the star of the day. I love this project, especially for my DTM project, is because it gave me a lot of opportunity to do something on my own, and creative thinking is something that I introduced to my kids of standard 5 and standard 8. I truly believe that creative thinking will open the minds of these young kids. They will express themselves well, they will need to know more words, and they will always talk freely if they think creatively. As a part of creative thinking, the first activity that I introduced was what if. I give them different scenarios like what if animals could talk, then what would you talk to them? Then what if you are in a rocket, where do you want to go? What if a fairy comes to you, what will you ask, and so on. So once they think of this what if, they come up with some amazing, amazing answers. This is the second activity that I absolutely love in creative thinking, which is I give them only 2 hardcore instructions. Something as simple as draw a fish bowl, one instruction, and draw at least 2 fishes. And then I leave it to their creativity. So they go ahead and decorate it with pebbles, with plants, with more fishes. And once I show them the color pencils, they get super enthusiastic. They make it all colorful, all glittery. And after the picture is done, I give an opportunity to all the kids to talk to us about what they have done. And they are so proud to express their work, and they are lost of words, and they want to talk more when they do the work and talk about it. Every project has its own obstacles, and this project was not an excuse. We needed always more laptops because 30 students sharing one laptop was too crowded, and that's when more hands on deck helped. We had more volunteers come up and help with more laptops so that we divided this class into groups. Kids yearn for recognition, so star charts were introduced, but the charts were in the class. So I came up with this star stickers. This was just 2 rupees to 3 rupees in the fancy store. So I give them the star sticker like you see here, and they take it happily back home and show it to their family and friends. There was always irregular attendance in the class, and that was overcome by activity-based learning like the color pencil activity, show and tell, and picture talk. There was also always a constant need for support in academics, and that was overcome by spending a little more of time, say 30 minutes to 40 minutes, on particular subjects and particular things where they needed more concentration. As a communicator, I have tried to avoid jargon, speak clearly, slowly, get down to their level and talk, and I have seen a tremendous improvement in myself as a communicator. I also try to introduce a new word like we do the word of the day. The words are not so sophisticated, very simple words. But when a child uses that word the next time, I make sure I give them 2 stars. So everyone is concentrating on the new word for the day. I participate in the role plays actively. It is almost like a TT every day because I should be the ones giving them the cues. I should be the ones providing the initiation for the conversation. As a leader, I always had a free hand to introduce new activities, and I absolutely loved it. I worked as a team as and when needed. I was able to delegate tasks to other volunteers, and they shared the responsibilities happily. I was a part of a team of a lot of other groups, and we shared the responsibilities together. Recognitions, I was able to recognize the kids through verbally. Whenever they do something, I say, very good, thank you, wonderful. And through the star charts and through medals. And as a leader, I have truly realized the immense potential for recognition. I believe as a volunteer, there is this strong wall before every underprivileged kid. And as a volunteer in Deepam, I was able to break down few bricks and show them the door and open the door to immense possibilities out there in the world. And as together as a volunteer and a kid, when we take a step forward, we could see the view on the other side was spectacular. Back to you, TMO.
Fabulous, DTM Viji. The same thing what Satish has did, giving back to the society, and did that too. This too, not to our Toastmasters, it is to underprivileged kids. Great job.